Who is the ultimate destroyer, Darkseid or Godzilla? In our world, there's only one way to determine who is the greatest destructive force. It can only be settled with an all-out brawl. The gloves come off in today's contest as two of fiction's most terrifying destroyers face off in the ultimate showdown. This is Darkseid versus Godzilla. Let the battle begin. The Titan from the depths of the earth comes at it from the get-go. This massive monster comes forward with his atomic breath, ready to blow his opponent to atoms. But Darkseid isn't having it. He raises an energy barrier that turns the atomic blast back on Godzilla, actually causing him to flinch and stagger backwards. Darkseid was not hurt by the attack, but the force of the blast does send some rocks and debris flying around him. Godzilla shakes it off and bellows loudly, charging forward and sending a shockwave through the ground that knocks Darkseid off his feet. Darkseid gets right back up and sends a blast of his own towards the Titan, only for Godzilla to smack it away like a fly swatter. Again, Darkseid is okay, but he looks annoyed now. He takes flight and tells Godzilla that it's time to end this, with a single Omega sanction. But Godzilla isn't intimidated. Instead, he charges forward, leaping into the air and letting out a mighty roar. As the two collide, the entire earth trembles, and we've got ourselves a stalemate. Godzilla's strength is incredible. Darkseid is clearly powerful, too. There's no doubt about it. These guys are evenly matched, but if Godzilla has a weakness, it's his pride. And Darkseid knows how to get inside the noggin of the big guy. He taunts Godzilla about his inability to kill him and really gets under the skin of the Titan. Angered by the taunts, Godzilla lashes out and sends a barrage of atomic blasts towards Darkseid. But even though they hit their mark, Darkseid doesn't seem to be hurt at all. In fact, he's getting amped up. He starts to glow red as he absorbs the energy from the attacks. It's like trying to kill a god, but it's worse because it's a god that's already dead, absorbing the negative emotions from humans all across the world. Darkseid's power grows and grows. Godzilla doesn't know what to do, so he beats a hasty retreat, taking to the skies and trying to put some distance between himself and the god. Darkseid recovers from the explosion of atomic breath and finds himself suddenly invigorated. It's as if he's been given a new lease on life, and with that new life comes new power. Now he flies after Godzilla at blinding speeds. The two titans collide again, and Darkseid delivers a flurry of punches and kicks that just bounce off Godzilla. The kaiju retaliates with a few atomic blasts of his own, but Darkseid shrugs them off and just keeps coming forward. With a mighty swing, Darkseid knocks Godzilla off his feet and straight into the ocean. But the water doesn't slow him down. Instead, it seems to make him stronger. Darkseid's eyes flash with power as he dives into the water and grabs onto Godzilla's tail. He then begins to drain the life force from the kaiju, sending it surging through his own body. Godzilla struggles to break free, but it's no use. The damage has already been done. Darkseid stands over the weakened Godzilla and delivers the final blow, the Omega sanction. Godzilla is completely drained of his power and collapses to the ground, seemingly lifeless. Darkseid towers over his defeated foe and lets out a mighty roar. He is the victor, but as the smoke clears, we see that Godzilla is still breathing. Somehow this guy always finds a way to get back up. Darkseid may have won the first round, but Godzilla is far from finished. The battle rages on. The fight continues, and neither side seems willing to give an inch. Darkseid continues to taunt Godzilla, calling him a mindless beast and challenging him to do his worst. Godzilla takes the bait and charges forward, slamming into Darkseid with all of his might. But the god doesn't budge. He stands his ground and delivers a powerful punch that sends Godzilla reeling. Darkseid follows up with a kick that sends the kaiju crashing into a building, collapsing the structure and sending tons of debris raining down on top of him. Godzilla shakes off the rubble and roars furiously, charging forward and blasting Darkseid with another atomic breath attack. The god is forced to raise an energy shield to protect himself from the blast, but it weakens him nonetheless. Seizing on Darkseid's vulnerability, Godzilla presses his attack, delivering a series of powerful blows that send the god crashing to the ground. Darkseid quickly recovers and unleashes a barrage of energy blasts of his own, forcing Godzilla to take to the skies to avoid being hit. As the battle rages, it becomes clear that neither fighter is willing to back down. They trade blows, each one more powerful than the last, until finally Darkseid delivers a critical hit that sends Godzilla crashing to the ground. The god stands over the fallen kaiju and raises his fist in the air, preparing to deliver the final blow. But Godzilla surprises him. He gets back up, albeit slowly, and with great effort. Darkseid hesitates for a moment, sensing that something is different. Godzilla's aura has changed. He's more determined than ever before. Darkseid takes a step back, readying himself for the final confrontation. But before he can strike, Godzilla unleashes a powerful atomic blast that catches the god off guard. Darkseid is engulfed in the blast and disappears from existence. The earth trembles as the force of the explosion shakes the very foundations of reality. And when the dust settles, we see that Godzilla is standing victorious. So who is the ultimate destroyer? Darkseid or Godzilla? Well, that depends on how you define destruction. If you're talking about raw destructive power, then Godzilla wins. He's a literal atomic monster whose very existence is a threat to the planet. On the other hand, if you're talking about a more calculated and strategic approach to destruction, then Darkseid takes the cake. He's a god who has studied humanity for years, understanding our weaknesses and using them against us. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide who is the better destroyer. But one thing's for sure, both Darkseid and Godzilla are forces to be reckoned with. Now, imagine if these two titans went toe-to-toe with other heavy hitters from the world of DC and Toho. What would happen if Darkseid teamed up with Godzilla to take on the likes of Thanos and King Ghidorah? Or maybe you want to see Darkseid and Thanos go head-to-head in a battle of cosmic proportions. Well, then I've got just the videos for you. Check out Darkseid vs Thanos, who would win, and Godzilla vs King Ghidorah, who's the real king of the monsters. You're not going to want to miss these epic showdowns. So click on the links and let the battles begin. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this matchup. If you're a fan of Darkseid or Godzilla, which one would you choose to be on your team? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more epic battles. See you next time.